Welcome to Hope Through the Hard, a curated coalition podcast where we talk honestly about life struggles and how to face them in healthy, hope-filled ways. In 2 Corinthians 4, Paul says, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." That's the purpose of this space. Real conversations about the hard things in life and the hope that carries us through. Visit curatedcoalition.com to find our coaching services and book a free consultation. I'm Ashley, and today is a super special episode because both of the boys are going to be joining us for a conversation about homeschool being hard but holy work. So you can find all of our coaching services at curatedcoalition.com. And Lincoln, you're up with the question.
Oh, yay. I actually didn't choose this one.
You did not write this one.
Uh-oh. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, favorite movie? I don't know. Do you have a favorite movie?
I have a lot of favorite movies.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Which one?
Pick one.
Oh, probably it would have to be the newer Fast and Furious.
You do
like the first one.
Yeah, you do like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Okay. Very good.
What's yours?
I don't know. I like the late 90s, early 2000s rom-coms. Sweet Home Alabama, 10 Things I Hate About You. Probably stuff you've never seen.
No.
That's what I like. So There's a couple favorite movies. All right. So you want to jump into a homeschool conversation, Bob?
I guess.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. So why did you choose homeschooling?
Yeah. So we started homeschooling with your sister.
Right.
And you weren't even in school yet. But the school that Addie was at when she was in kindergarten and first grade, she was hearing a lot of explicit language.
A lot.
And seeing a lot of things that were sexual that a kindergarten and a first grader shouldn't have been exposed to.
Right.
And I don't know if you remember, but she was in school. She was in first grade when I was pregnant with Secret Baby.
Yeah.
And so when we were in the process of losing Secret Baby, we found out that she was no longer living.
Right.
And your sister was seeing all of these things at school and hearing all of these things at school. And I really felt like God was saying, these kids that I'm giving you, you only have a certain amount of time with them.
Right.
Use it wisely. And so we decided that school was not a good place for your sister. And I was home with you already anyway. Yeah. We were already spending all day together. And so that's what we decided. There also weren't a lot of options in Missouri. So it wasn't like here in Savannah where you could choose private schools. You were kind of zoned to a specific school, and that was where you had to go.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to send you there. We didn't want to keep sending your sister there. So that's sort of what we did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Is there a biblical component to homeschool?
There is a biblical component to homeschooling. And one of my favorite verses that I think really outlines why it's important to homeschool is part of the instruction that God gave to the Israelites. And it's in Deuteronomy 6:6-7. Go ahead.
I'm not doing it. You said no.
Okay. All right. So it says, "And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and you shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise." And I think that really sort of outlines what we've always done with you. Do you see that? That as the Bible is integrated into every part of your subjects.
All of them.
All of them?
All of them.
Okay, so tell me maybe how you see it or you have seen it in all of them.
Not so much in geometry, because that's just math, but it's been a huge thing throughout like every single subject that I've ever done. It's been this is this person, their connection to religion, how they saw religion, how Christ or Christians affected that person. And it's just been everything that ever affected them was through Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot in
A
history.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But even your composition and
Yeah.
your grammar, and we've tried to do music and how that focuses on Jesus and
Yes.
the Bible. And so those are all, components that we've tried to do based on this idea in Deuteronomy chapter 6 that it's our job to teach you about God all day long, every day, not just on Sundays or when it's time to go to church, but it's an everyday learning process. So I think it gives you the opportunity to see my own sanctification, right? Like you've seen me at my worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've seen that in a school day, I don't always function perfectly and I get overstimulated and I like stress out,
Yeah.
have to walk away.
Yeah. I see that a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Thanks, bub.
Well,
Yeah. So that gives me the opportunity to come back to you and for both of us to learn something.
yeah.
What were you going to say?
Nothing.
You had some sort of grin going. I can see it.
You go to the bathroom a lot.
Yeah. Yes, that is true.
I take that as you're getting overstimulated.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes that's definitely true. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm going. I'm going to go take a break because you can't
Yeah.
follow me in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be me who followed you in there.
No, it would be your brother who followed me in there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What are misconceptions about homeschool that you believed before you started?
Some misconceptions about homeschooling that I believed before we started were things that I had heard and believed when I was a new mom, or even in high school. Homeschooling was something I said I will never do. And here we are, I don't know, 10 years in homeschooling at some point, all three of you. And so one of the things that I heard a lot was that homeschool kids are weird, that they're all just weird. And I've kind of decided that I like your version of weird. There's something fun about the opportunity that I have to spend my days with you. And there's plenty of opportunities for you to socialize.
Yeah.
You've done like Chatham County Little League. You do homeschooling, theater and speech, and you've done all sorts of other things that have been an opportunity for you to participate in activities with other people your age, church camp, youth group, Bible studies.
Yeah.
And so I don't really feel like you're weird or that you aren't socializing. It's just a different group of people that you're socializing with, and it's more intentional.
Yeah.
So do you think that's true?
I think it's definitely true.
Yeah.
But I've also met some super weird homeschoolers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think another one is that parents aren't qualified. Like that was something that I really believed is that, if the parents aren't qualified, then maybe they shouldn't be teaching their children. And I have come to understand that there's resources everywhere. You can find curriculum that will help you teach your child, even if you aren't great at a subject or if that's not something that you feel like you're equipped in. There's always a resource. And God gave me you for a reason. And if he thinks that I can teach you, then who am I to argue with him?
Right.
So that's another one. And then another thing that I often hear is that it's just too hard. Like I wouldn't be able to have the patience. It's too hard. And the truth of it is hard. It's not easy. Homeschooling isn't easy. And every day isn't like rainbows and unicorns and sunshine and easy stuff, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't choose to be anywhere else. And I wouldn't trade what the days that we have together for a paycheck,
Right.
because I love being with you guys. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Um, do you think that being homeschooled would break the hold that the world has on your children?
um, I don't know that it breaks the hold that the world has on you guys. I don't know that I believe that, but I believe that it gives us time to talk about things that we see in the world and how we can do things differently. And how just because something is happening out in the world, that it doesn't mean that it has to be something that you're participating in.
Right.
And that we can talk about it and you can be prepared to go into the world knowing where we stand as a family and what the Bible says. And then you can walk confidently into a situation and make the best possible decision.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You see that?
a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
What are some benefits that you think are important to highlight?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that one of the things that is important to think about is just freedom and flexibility that homeschooling offers. We have a schedule that we get to create. We can choose to do 2 days instead of just doing one
Yeah.
day and free up some space for you to be involved in fun things that you enjoy. We can do 2 days and give you a 4 or 5 day weekend.
Yeah.
And so that freedom and that flexibility is one component. I think another component is like what we did with you when you were in kindergarten. Your first day of kindergarten,
I don't remember it.
you don't remember it, but I will never forget it because I asked you to sing your ABCs for me.
1, 2, 3.
That's exactly what you did. I said, Lincoln, can you sing your ABCs for me? And you said, 1, 2. You were so proud of yourself. You were like, I can do that, Mom. And you started counting. And I was like, okay. And I immediately picked up my phone and I told you, good job. And I immediately picked up the phone and texted your dad. And I was like, no, I am not pushing this child. We are doing this really slowly. And we did.
Yeah.
We took 2 years to do kindergarten. And instead of you being one of the youngest and smallest in your class, that has made you
One of the oldest.
oldest,
and
bigger,
definitely the tallest.
definitely one of the tallest. And every summer I've kind of given you the opportunity to say like, okay, you want to do another year of math? If you do another year of math, you can bump up a grade. And your answer consistently has been, no thank you, Mom. I'm happy where I'm at. And so we've been able to do that. And with your brother, he should have started, with you and your sister, we started your language arts intense IEW kind of
Yeah.
pushing language arts a little bit harder in 4th grade. And your brother just wasn't ready for that. Like, he still can't sit still for very long. And I knew that him doing 20 minutes of IEW composition every day last year was not going to happen. It was going to be a fight. He was going to be miserable. I was going to be miserable. You were going to be ready to punch him. And so I said, nope, we'll start it in 5th grade. And we waited a year.
Yeah.
And it's one of his favorite subjects.
Yeah. It
So-
would not have been his favorite subject.
It would not have been, yeah. And I think another thing to remember with it is that we've tried not to be too, like, you must homeschool. Your sister didn't love homeschooling.
No.
She hated it. She wanted to be in a classroom. She wanted to be with other people. She wanted other people besides me teaching her. And so she went to school. She went to a private school here in Savannah. You said this year, what?
I said, I think I want to take a break from schooling because it's just a lot all put together. And so we looked at Liberty Online. And the first couple of weeks was hard because we were looking at it through a homeschool perspective. But I think that once we shifted our perspective, it was like, oh, we were looking at it the wrong way. We should be looking at it as private school, not homeschool.
Yeah. And do you like it now?
Yeah, it's really easy if you, like, now that I've switched, it's still a lot of
Change
work.
your mindset. Yeah.
Yeah. It's still a lot of work, but
It
it's
is.
a lot easier.
Yeah. Because you went from doing everything kind of out loud with
Yeah.
me to
It's all on the screen and it's all
oh,
typed out.
yeah. Yeah. But I even had a conversation with you the other night. Like, do you think you're still enjoying this? And you said,
Yes.
do you still want to maybe try it next year? And you said,
Yes.
yeah. And so like, it's just an ongoing conversation. We have not ever said homeschooling is the only way. It's the only option. Like your sister chose something different. You're choosing kind of a hybrid version,
Yeah.
sort of. And we're doing whatever is best for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
key.
And I think another thing that I appreciate about homeschooling is that it's given you guys time to just be a kid.
Yeah.
You get to go out and play. Like, just go. You can ride your bike. You can play Fortnite with your friends.
They're not always out of school though.
They're not always out of school. But you guys have had the opportunity to pursue things that interest you.
Yeah.
And you've had the opportunity. What is your favorite thing? Your favorite extracurricular that you were like, this is what I want to do this year, Mom?
Probably theater.
Theater. So what about it? What are you doing? Because it's not a play right now. What are you doing?
We're reading and analyzing plays and seeing where everything starts and the build, the climax, the resolution, and it's just been super fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you really love
Acting.
acting.
Yeah.
And so I think it's been a great opportunity for you to pursue something different in a very comfortable, safe environment. So do you think that's true?
Yeah.
Yeah. You love Mrs. Mullins, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also think that it's been good for our family.
Definitely.
I think that there's a lot of people who regularly see you and your brother out at events or the pool or the beach, and they're like, why do they get along so well? And you don't always.
No.
Sometimes you get really annoyed. You don't always get along perfectly with him. But at the end of the day, you would pretty much do anything for him.
Don't tell him I said this, but yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that sibling bond is something that a lot of parents wish that they could give their kids, and I 100% contribute you guys' relationship to homeschooling. And I also think that it has enabled you guys to be super honest with me. I have to be super honest with you about your work. Like, okay, when you were doing composition with me, I would draw all over your paper and like,
Yeah.
no, move this here. Like, no, do this differently. And it's made you able to be honest with me back.
Yeah.
So do you think that's true or no?
Yes. It's
You would tell
definitely
me the
true.
truth about pretty much anything, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and now we are joined by Lyndon, who also goes by Chicken, and he's going to ask a couple more questions about homeschooling. Chicken?
So if I could ask you, what are some challenges with homeschooling?
Okay. So, one of the biggest challenges, I think, was dealing with other people's opinions. So, everyone sort of had an opinion about if homeschooling was a good choice or if you guys were going to have enough activities to do. There were a lot of people in church who thought that we should be sending you guys to public school because it's your job to be the salt and the light, and that you can't be the salt and the light if you're at home with me. And it was important for me to keep you at home so that I could help train you so that you would be ready to go into the world to be the salt and the light. And so a lot of those people did eventually learn to or understand kind of where we were coming from and were respectful of that. And so I appreciate that. Another big challenge is that we just don't have a lot of money for fancy vacations and cruises and fun things like that. But I wouldn't trade that. I would rather spend the summer doing nothing with you, like going to the pool or the beach, than getting to go on fancy vacations, because I enjoy my time with you and your brother.
I personally like the prizes we get from challenges. We get sodas and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But if I were to ask you a
Yeah.
harder question,
A harder question. Okay,
what are
Chicken.
some practical tips for people who may be thinking about homeschooling or are wanting to just start homeschooling?
It's a good question, Chicken. I like that question. So, one thing would be lean into your community. There's other people around you, guaranteed, that are already homeschooling. And so, on Thursdays, what do we do that you love doing?
Going to BSF.
Okay, what's BSF?
BSF is Bible Fellowship Study.
Mm-hmm.
And we go with friends and family so that we can have fun and learn about God.
Yeah, but it's a good place for you've made lots of good friends at BSF, haven't you? Yeah. And so you've also done sports, and there's even a homeschool group that does sports, and you're super excited about next year doing what sport?
Cross country.
Cross country, that's right. So, and I think another good tip is to remember that the days are long, the years are short. And so, even though it seems like, oh, this day is never going to end, this child is never going to learn fractions, you will eventually get fractions, right? And the most important thing is not teaching you fractions, it's teaching you to love Jesus. And so it's important also to build in time, like for me and Dad to have time to do stuff together when you and your brother and sister aren't with us. And so every day, Dad and I walk Beanie and we can talk about stuff together. And so it's important just to build in time with other adults. So maybe it's community group at church or a Bible study, but that's really important. And then another thing, I've kind of already said it, but just that it's not always about academics, that I trust God that you're going to learn the things that you're supposed to learn, and that he is capable of teaching you through a very faulty person like me, because he's bigger and he's writing a better story than just school and academics.
My comic books.
And your comic books. You do like to write comic books. That's true. Okay, so one of the things, I've got both boys back with me, and I'm going to ask them a question in just a minute. But I want to just say that one of the things that I think is really important is to reframe homeschooling not as education necessarily, but as discipleship. And so it's an opportunity for me to walk alongside the boys and for them to see my growth. They see me every day in the Word, and they're seeing me do my Bible study, and they're seeing me every day have to be sanctified and put away the things that I desire because they are more important. And so I'm having to put them above myself, and then to value. You're laughing. Why are you laughing? Because your brother's
Lincoln's
being
phone
ornery.
buzzed.
So they're seeing every day that I'm prioritizing someone above myself, and that I prioritize my time with Jesus. And so it's not just schooling like academics. It's reframing it to walking faith out alongside both of these boys every single day. And it's such a gift. So I want to just say, if God has placed homeschooling on your heart, welcome. It's one of the best and hardest things that you will ever do, but he will also give you the wisdom, the grace, and the strength to walk it out. He will give you the patience when you don't have patience, and he will give you the courage when you feel afraid. And so that's one of the most beautiful things. But I wanted to take just a minute to let both of the boys talk. So boys, what is one thing that you love about being homeschooled? Chicken, you want to go first?
I love how you can sleep till whatever time you want to sleep, and you can wake up whatever time you want to wake up.
Yeah.
And sorry, Lincoln. But what I mean by that is you can wake up early.
Yeah, sometimes you do wake up early.
You can get your stuff done. You can go play outside. You can do it all separately. You can ask, can I do this subject next?
Oh, you can
do it all independent.
Well, you don't do it all independently, but you do get to kind of pick what you want to do first. And you often say, I don't want to do that yet. Can we do this next? Is that what you mean? Yeah. Okay. Link, favorite thing about being homeschooled that your brother didn't steal from you?
Probably just being able to wear pajamas all day.
Yes.
It's really fun.
Yes, but you really love to sleep in.
Yeah.
That is your driving force behind remaining at home.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for joining us for today's conversation. My hope is that you leave here reminded that whatever you're facing, you're not crushed, abandoned, or destroyed. That's the promise of 2 Corinthians 4:8-9 and the heartbeat of hope through the hard. Visit curatedcoalition.com for all of our coaching services or to book your free consultation. We'll see you next time.